Some of the most powerful stories aren't in books or movies, they're told in song. Today, we're going to dive deep into the bhajan Jai Ho Shiv Bola and really break down the lyrics to uncover this profound narrative that's hiding in plain sight, a story of desperation, of humility, and in the end, just this unwavering faith.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The song kicks off with this incredibly direct line. There's no build-up, no fluff. This isn't just poetry. This is a raw, unfiltered cry for help, and it sets the entire emotional stage. Right away, you know we're listening to someone who's at their absolute breaking point, turning to the divine because there's nowhere else to go. And that cry for help? Well, that's the first major theme we're going to look at. It's what the whole song is built on, the devotee's call. That fundamental human act of reaching out when everything else has failed. What's so compelling about this bhajan is that it's not just some generic prayer. It's structured like a super personal, one-on-one conversation. The devotee isn't just singing praises into the void, they're laying all their problems out on the table, speaking directly to Shiva. It creates this intense narrative of a personal crisis and a direct appeal for help. So what exactly is this crisis that they're talking about? The lyrics don't just say, hey, I'm in trouble. No, they paint this vivid, metaphorical picture of a life that is just ground to a complete halt. This is such a powerful metaphor, right? The boat is your life's journey, and being stuck midstream, well, that just perfectly captures that feeling of being totally lost, paralyzed, and helpless. You can't see the shore, you can't go forward, you can't go back. It's a state of pure stagnation and despair. But then, just when you think it's all about external problems, the plea gets another layer of depth. The devotee doesn't just blame their circumstances, they actually look inward and acknowledge their own flaws. And this act of humility, it's absolutely crucial. It shifts the whole tone from a demand for help to a really humble request from someone who knows they're not perfect. So when you put it all together, you see it's not just one thing. The crisis is coming from all sides. It's an external problem, life is completely stuck, and it's an internal one, a heavy conscience. This combination makes the situation feel truly overwhelming, and it makes that need for help incredibly urgent. Now, what's so fascinating is how the song immediately pivots from this deep human crisis to the divine nature of the one being called upon, Lord Shiva. It's a brilliant contrast. So, the devotee specifically calls Shiva Tripurari. Now, this isn't just some random title they pulled out of a hat. It's a strategic move. By using this name, the devotee is basically saying, hey, remember that time you destroyed entire cities of demons? You have legendary power to defeat immense evil. Surely my problems are no match for you. But, immense power can be a little intimidating, so the lyrics perfectly balance this out with another name, Bole Bandhari. This title highlights a whole different side of Shiva, that he's simple-hearted, easily pleased, and just endlessly generous. So he's not just a mighty destroyer, he's also this incredibly compassionate father figure who's accessible to everyone, even the most flawed among us. And right here you can see the core dynamic of the entire song laid out. It's this incredible call and response. For every single piece of the devotee's suffering, the lyrics invoke a corresponding part of Shiva's nature as the perfect solution. Trouble is met with auspiciousness, being a sinner is met with compassion, and that awful feeling of being stuck, it's met with the promise of a protector. So here's the crucial point. The devotee's hope isn't just blind wishing. It's actually based on precedent. It's an appeal to Shiva's reputation, his established track record. The devotee is essentially saying, look, I know for a fact that you have never, ever turned away anyone who came to you in need, and I am counting on that very same grace right now. Okay, so you've got this deep crisis and this all-powerful, compassionate protector. So what's the solution? What does the devotee actually do? Well, the path forward that the song presents is surprisingly, and really beautifully, simple. The answer isn't complicated rituals or some grand sacrifice. It's just two simple but incredibly profound acts of faith. First, taking your name, just chanting the deity's name, which is a way to focus your mind and spirit. And second, coming to your abode, physically or even just mentally seeking refuge. It's a simple, powerful act of surrender. And this is a promise that keeps popping up in the lyrics. It's an open invitation. The message is totally universal. The divine door is open to anyone who just turns towards it and asks for shelter. The only thing you have to do is show up and seek that refuge. This simple act of taking refuge is the key. It's what unlocks the ultimate promise of the song, which is really its emotional and spiritual peak.
This line is just an expression of absolute trust. Leela literally means divine play. And by saying it's aparampar or incomparable, the devotee is acknowledging that Shiva's ways are beyond human understanding. It's a total surrender to a power that can fix problems in ways we can't even begin to imagine. And this is the ultimate payoff. What an incredibly beautiful poetic image, right? It suggests that even the smallest, most humble connection to the divine, something as small as a speck of dust from his feet, has the power to clear away the biggest clouds of sorrow. It's a promise of total transformation, where all that darkness is just replaced by light. Which leaves us with a final question to think about. Is this song really just a prayer for help? Or is it something more? Maybe it's actually a timeless map for the human condition, a reminder that acknowledging our own vulnerability, our own stuckness, and then placing our trust in something greater than ourselves is the most powerful way to get through life's biggest storms.